Namaste and welcome to the AI Samachar. Today is January 20th, 2025. I'm still kind of buzzing from the energy of yesterday's Mumbai Marathon.
Oh, yeah.
What an incredible event.
It really was.
Thousands of runners pushing their limits, the cheering crowds, the whole city coming alive. Let's go beyond just like the feel-good vibes for a moment.
Right. Let's take a look at what made this marathon truly noteworthy. Ethiopia's Haile Lemibrahanu and Kenya's Agnes Keno. Taking the top spots in the men's and women's categories, respectively, is a testament to their dedication and the global appeal of this event.
I mean, their finishing times, seriously impressive.
Yeah.
Especially given that the Mumbai Marathon course isn't exactly a walk in the park.
No, it's not.
And seeing India shine with Sawan Barwal and Stanton Dolkar winning the men's and women's half marathons, that was the icing on the cake.
It highlights the growing strength of Indian athletes on the world stage. These victories can inspire a whole new generation of runners.
Speaking of inspiration, let's shift gears to a story that's both sobering and important.
Okay.
The conviction of a former civic police volunteer in Kolkata for the rape and murder of a postgraduate trainee doctor is a stark reminder of the challenges we still face.
Yeah, it's a deeply tragic case that raises critical questions about the safety of women, particularly in workplaces like hospitals. The judge's comments about the hospital administration's role really underscored the need for systemic change.
It's heartbreaking, and it makes you wonder, are we doing enough to ensure the safety and security of women in all aspects of their lives? That's a conversation we can't afford to shy away from.
Absolutely. And while we're on the topic of security, on a global scale, there's a flicker of hope emerging from a rather unexpected place. The ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel, though tentative, is a step towards peace in Gaza.
It's a three-phase plan, and a lot can still go wrong.
Yeah.
But even the possibility of lasting peace in such a volatile region is something worth holding on to.
It's a reminder that dialogue and diplomacy, however difficult, are essential tools for resolving conflicts. Now, this might seem like a bit of a leap, but there's a fascinating thread connecting these seemingly disparate events.
Okay.
From the marathon to the courtroom to the conflict zone.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Each of these stories, in its own way, highlights the human desire for security, for justice, for a world where we can all thrive and reach our full potential, whether it's on the running track, in our workplaces, or on the global stage. Striving for these ideals is what makes us human.
That's a powerful connection. And it makes you think about how intertwined these seemingly separate aspects of our lives truly are. But speaking of striving, let's dive into the economy, where things are looking a bit less optimistic. A recent report is painting a rather gloomy picture, with a slowdown in domestic private investments in India.
It's a complex situation, with rising input costs, persistent inflation, and geopolitical uncertainties all playing a role. But one specific factor that often gets overlooked is the concept of temporal disjunction and how it's impacting the National Company Law Tribunal, or NCLT.
Temporal disjunction. I have to admit, that's a new one for me. Can you break it down for our listeners?
Think of it this way. The NCLT, designed in 1999 and operationalized in 2016, reflects the economic landscape of a different era. It's like trying to navigate a modern highway system with a horse and cart. The tribunal's structure, while well-intentioned, just isn't equipped to handle the rapid pace and complexities of today's economy.
So it's not just about economic factors. It's about the systems we have in place struggling to keep up with the times.
Precisely. And that, unfortunately, can hinder effective solutions and stall economic progress.
It makes you wonder how many other areas of our lives are facing a similar temporal disjunction.
That's a very insightful question. Perhaps that's something for you to ponder. As we move on to a story that blends ingenuity, sustainability, and a touch of, poetic justice.
I love a good underdog story. Lay it on me.
Imagine this. A Kenyan company called Hayapak has found a brilliant way to turn the invasive water hyacinth, that pesky plant choking up waterways, into biodegradable paper packaging.
Wait, so they're taking something harmful and turning it into something useful.
Exactly. It's not only environmentally friendly, but it also benefits local fishermen who are often negatively impacted by the invasive water hyacinth.
A win-win situation for everyone involved, except maybe the water hyacinth. And it reminds me of another story about innovation, this time closer to home.
Oh, Buddha.
Indian researchers are making waves in the world of cryptography, the science of secure communication. They're at the forefront of developing encryption methods that are resistant to quantum computers, which pose a potential threat to existing security systems. It's a race against time, and Indian minds are leading the charge.
It's a critical area of research. especially as we become increasingly reliant on digital systems for everything from financial transactions to national security. What's fascinating here is that we're seeing a convergence of ancient wisdom and cutting-edge technology.
You're right. It's like India is drawing from its rich history of mathematics and logic to shape the future of digital security.
And speaking of history, have you ever heard of the Madras evacuation of 1942?
Madras evacuation? That doesn't ring a bell. What happened?
Well, during World War II, fears of a Japanese invasion of Madras, now known as Chennai, led the British colonial government to order a mass evacuation of the city. People were urged to flee inland, creating chaos and uncertainty. But here's the twist. The Japanese never actually intended to invade Madras.
So an entire city was uprooted, based on a fear that never materialized.
It seems that way. It raises interesting questions about how history is told, and about the stories that often get left out of the official narratives.
Like a hidden chapter in history, a reminder that there's always more to discover, even in events we think we know. And speaking of discoveries, let's delve into the world of literature.
Okay.
Where some timeless classics are making a comeback. A newly released collection of poems by the Bronte sisters. It's got everyone talking.
Ah, the Bronte sisters. Literary giants whose works continue to captivate generations of readers. Their exploration of love loss, societal constraints, it still resonates deeply today.
Their poetry in particular is so evocative. Take, for instance, Emily Bronte's poem, No Coward Soul Is Mine. There's a line that really struck me. I see my soul as an eagle, and I watch it soar. It speaks to this inner strength and defiance is so relevant in our own lives, even today.
You've hit the nail on the head. The Bronte sisters, though, writing in a different era, tapped into universal human emotions and experiences that transcend time. Their work still has the power to move us, challenge us, and make us see the world in new ways.
And speaking of seeing the world in new ways, let's shift our focus to a conversation about the evolution of Hinduism.
This should be fascinating. Religion and identity are constantly evolving, especially in a diverse country like India.
Right. Historian Mano S. Pillai, in his book, Gods, Guns, and Missionaries, argues that identity in India can't be easily categorized. He suggests that people often hold religious and social identities with equal importance, challenging the idea that these identities are in conflict.
That's a nuanced and thought-provoking perspective. It encourages us to move beyond simplistic labels and appreciate the complexity of individual and collective identities.
It's a reminder that understanding the past is key to navigating the present. And speaking of navigating the present, let's dive into a topic that's both fascinating and, well, a bit existential.
Okay.
We're talking about Nobel laureate Venki Ramakrishnan's book, Why We Die.
This is a topic that has fascinated and terrified humans for millennia. What's Ramakrishnan's take on it?
Well, he takes a scientific approach, exploring the biological and societal implications of aging. One of his key points is that from an evolutionary perspective, natural selection favors traits that help us reproduce, not necessarily those that make us live longer.
That's a fascinating point. It challenges our assumptions about aging and reframes it as a natural consequence of our evolutionary history. It also makes you wonder if we're approaching healthcare and longevity from the right angle.
It certainly makes you think about how we prioritize health and well-being as we age. Perhaps longevity isn't the only measure of a life well lived.
Perhaps not. Perhaps the focus should be on maximizing vitality and meaning in the time we do have.
Speaking of maximizing that, let's turn our attention to the world of sports.
Okay.
Where athletes are constantly pushing the boundaries of human potential. The India Open badminton tournament was a whirlwind of skill and competition.
Victor Axelsen and Ansei Young's victories in the men's and women's singles categories were truly remarkable.
Axelsen equaling the record for India Open titles, held by the legendary Lee Chong-wei, is no small feat.
No, it's not.
Let's not forget the chess world, where D. Gukesh outmaneuvered Anish Giri in the Tata Steel Masters tournament.
It was a display of strategic brilliance that solidified Gukesh's position as a rising star in the chess world.
And for a dose of pure adrenaline, the hockey match between the Kalinga Lancers and Punjab Pipers was a nail-biter. That went down to a shootout.
Oh, wow.
Final score, Lancers 6, Pipers 5. What a game.
The intensity and skill on display in that match were a testament to the growing popularity and competitiveness of hockey in India.
And speaking of competition, let's move on to the arena of personal finance, where informed decisions are key to winning the game.
Financial literacy is more important than ever in today's complex world. Understanding the ins and outs of investing, saving, and managing debt can make all the difference in achieving our financial pills.
Absolutely. One concept that's often overlooked is the idea of switch costs associated with moving from regular to direct mutual fund plans.
Right. While direct plans can potentially save money on commissions, those switch costs can eat into your returns if you're not careful.
So it's not a simple switch.
Yeah.
There are factors to consider. What advice do you have for listeners navigating these decisions?
It's crucial to weigh the potential savings against the costs involved and make an informed decision that aligns with your investment goals and time frame. Consider consulting a financial advisor for personalized guidance.
And with the end of the financial year approaching, now is the perfect time to talk about tax saving strategies.
Absolutely. Tax loss harvesting, for example, can be a smart way to offset capital gains and reduce your overall tax liability.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
But while we're on the topic of finances, there's a concerning trend we need to address.
Okay.
The rise in personal loan delinquencies in India.
It's a worrying trend that could indicate broader financial stress in certain segments of the population. It's a reminder for all of us to prioritize prudent debt management and seek help if we're struggling to keep up with our financial obligations.
It's a timely reminder that financial health is just as important as physical health.
Indeed. Making informed financial decisions and developing healthy financial habits are essential for individual and collective well-being.
And speaking of individual well-being, let's move on to a topic that's gaining increasing attention. In today's fast-paced world, mental health.
Mental health is just as important as physical health, but it's often stigmatized and neglected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need to be having more open and honest conversations about mental health challenges and the importance of seeking help when needed. We recently had the opportunity to speak with a mental health professional who shared some invaluable insights.
I'm eager to hear what she had to say. What were some of the key takeaways?
Well, she emphasized the importance of recognizing the signs of mental health challenges, both in ourselves and in others. She stressed that seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness, and it's no different than seeking help for a physical ailment.
That's a crucial message. Breaking down the stigma surrounding mental health is essential for creating a society where people feel comfortable seeking help when they need it.
She also highlighted the importance of self-care practices for maintaining good mental health. Things like exercise, spending time in nature, and engaging in activities that bring us joy. It's about prioritizing our mental well-being, just as we do our physical health.
It's a holistic approach to well-being that recognizes the interconnectedness of our mind, body, and spirit.
And speaking of interconnectedness, let's shift our focus to a topic that's been making headlines and generating a lot of debate.
Okay.
The H-1B visa program in the United States.
It's a program that's been in the spotlight for years, with supporters highlighting its benefits to the U.S. economy and opponents expressing concerns about its impact on American jobs.
And with the rise of artificial intelligence and automation, the debate has become even more complex. Some argue that the program needs to be reformed to better address the needs of the modern economy, while others believe it should be scaled back or even eliminated.
It's a complex issue with valid points on both sides. Finding a balance that supports both American workers and the needs of the global economy is a challenge that policymakers continue to grapple with.
It's a conversation that's likely to continue for the foreseeable future. But for now, let's step back in time and explore a piece of history that you might not find in your textbooks.
I'm always up for a good history lesson. What have you got for us?
Have you ever heard of the Madras evacuation of 1942?
The Madras evacuation. It rings a faint bell, but I'd love to hear more.
Well, during World War II, amidst fears of a Japanese invasion of Madras, now Chennai, the British colonial government ordered a mass evacuation of the city. Imagine the chaos and uncertainty. People were urged to flee inland, leaving behind their homes and livelihoods. But here's the thing. The Japanese never actually planned to invade Madras.
So it was all based on a fear that never materialized.
It seems so. It makes you think about how fear can drive decisions, sometimes with unintended consequences.
It's a reminder that history is often more complex than the official narratives suggest. It's about the stories that don't get told, the perspectives that are silenced, and the lessons we can learn from the past to navigate the present.
And speaking of navigating the present, let's delve into the world of crime fiction, a genre that often explores the darker side of human nature.
Crime fiction has a way of captivating us with its blend of suspense, intrigue, and psychological insight. It's a genre that often reflects the anxieties and complexities of the times in which it's written.
Authors Ashwin Sanghi and Hussein Zaidi Recently had a fascinating conversation about the art of crafting compelling crime thrillers. Mr. Sanghi talked about his fascination with exploring the what-ifs in history and mythology. He uses these elements as a springboard for weaving intricate and suspenseful narratives.
That's a unique approach. Blending historical fact with fictional elements can create a sense of both familiarity and surprise for the reader.
And Mr. Zaidi, known for his gritty and realistic crime novels, emphasized the importance of authenticity. He draws inspiration from real-life cases and the criminal underworld to create narratives that feel both grounded and thrilling.
It's a fine line to walk, creating a story that's both entertaining and respectful of the real-life events and individuals that may have inspired it.
It's about striking a balance between creative license and responsibility. And speaking of creative expression, let's turn our attention to a unique art exhibition that's pushing the boundaries of artistic mediums.
Yeah.
Imprint is a showcase of book and paper projects that's getting a lot of attention.
I'm intrigued what makes this exhibition so special.
It features an incredibly diverse range of works, from delicate paper sculptures to experimental book designs. There's even a collection of rare sketchbooks by renowned artists.
Sketchbooks are fascinating. They capture those raw, unfiltered ideas, those initial sparks of inspiration that eventually evolve into finished works of art.
Exactly. Imprint is a celebration of the book as an art form. And it reminds us that paper, in all its versatility, continues to be a powerful medium for creative expression.
From ancient manuscripts to modern art installations, the written word and the art of papermaking have played a pivotal role in shaping human culture and expression.
And speaking of shaping culture, let's delve into a topic that's been making headlines and generating a lot of discussion: the intersection of traditional knowledge systems and modern challenges.
It's a fascinating and timely topic. As technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, there's a growing recognition of the value of wisdom and knowledge that has been accumulated over centuries, particularly in cultures like India.
It's about bridging the gap between the past and the present, drawing on ancient wisdom to find solutions to modern-day problems.
Exactly. Take, for instance, traditional Indian medicine. With its emphasis on holistic well-being and natural remedies, it's gaining increasing recognition as a valuable complement to modern healthcare practices.
It's a fascinating example of how ancient wisdom can be integrated into contemporary approaches to health and well-being. And speaking of well-being, let's dive into a topic that's often considered taboo, but is an inevitable part of the human experience. Death.
Death is a universal experience, yet it remains shrouded in mystery and often avoided in conversation.
It's a conversation we need to be having more openly and honestly. We recently had the privilege of speaking with a renowned spiritual leader who offered a unique perspective on death and the afterlife.
I'm always intrigued by different cultural and spiritual beliefs surrounding death. What insights did he offer?
Well, he emphasized the importance of accepting death as a natural part of life, a transition to a different state of being. He encouraged us to focus on living a meaningful life. Rather than fearing the inevitable.
That's a comforting perspective. It shifts the focus from fear to acceptance and encourages us to live more fully in the present moment.
And he also highlighted the importance of honoring and remembering those who have passed away. He suggested that through rituals and remembrance, we can maintain a connection to loved ones who are no longer physically present.
It's a beautiful way to think about death, not as an end, but as a continuation of the human experience in a different form.
From the afterlife to everyday life. Let's talk about a concept that's been gaining a lot of attention in recent years.
Privilege is a complex and often misunderstood concept. It refers to the unearned advantages and benefits that individuals or groups may have based on factors such as race, gender, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation.
It's a conversation that's essential for creating a more just and equitable society.
Absolutely. Recognizing and understanding the dynamics of privilege is crucial to addressing systemic inequalities and creating opportunities for everyone to thrive.
We recently had a panel discussion on privilege that brought together individuals from diverse backgrounds to share their experiences and perspectives.
Hearing firsthand accounts and engaging in open and honest conversations about sensitive topics like privilege is so valuable.
One of the key takeaways from the discussion was the importance of recognizing our own privilege, even if it's unintentional or unconscious.
That's a crucial first step. We may not always be aware of the advantages we have in life, but acknowledging them is essential for becoming more mindful and compassionate individuals.
And it's not just about recognizing privilege. It's about using it to amplify marginalized voices and advocate for change.
Exactly. Those who have privilege have a responsibility to use their platform and influence to create a more just and equitable world for everyone.
From personal reflection to social action, understanding privilege is an ongoing journey that requires introspection, empathy, and a commitment to creating positive change. And speaking of positive change, let's turn our attention to the natural world and the inspiring work being done to protect endangered species.
Protecting biodiversity is crucial for the health of our planet and for the well-being of all living creatures.
We recently had the opportunity to speak with a renowned conservationist who shared his passion for protecting endangered species and the importance of maintaining a healthy balance in ecosystems.
I'm always inspired by individuals who dedicate their lives to preserving the planet's biodiversity.
He emphasized the interconnectedness of all living things, arguing that protecting endangered species is not just about saving individual animals, but about safeguarding the entire planet.
He's right. We are all part of a delicate web of life, and our actions have far-reaching consequences.
He also highlighted the importance of community-based conservation efforts, believing that involving local communities in protecting their natural resources is key to long-term success.
It's a great example of how empowering communities can lead to sustainable solutions for both people and the planet.
From protecting wildlife to exploring the cosmos, let's shift our focus to a topic that has captivated human imagination for centuries.
Okay.
The search for extraterrestrial life.
The possibility of life beyond Earth is a question that continues to fascinate scientists and dreamers alike.
We recently spoke with an astrophysicist who is at the forefront of this exciting field of research.
I'm eager to hear about the latest advancements in the search for extraterrestrial life.
She highlighted the importance of studying exoplanets, planets that orbit stars outside our solar system, as they offer a vast and diverse range of environments that could potentially support life.
That makes sense. Exoplanets provide a wider scope for the search for life beyond our own solar system.
And she emphasized the role of advanced telescopes and space missions in gathering data and searching for signs of life, such as the presence of water or atmospheric conditions that could support life as we know. It's an incredible time to be alive, witnessing the rapid advancements in our understanding of the universe and the possibility of discovering life beyond Earth. It's a testament to human curiosity and our relentless pursuit of knowledge. Speaking of knowledge, let's delve into the world of education and the transformative power of learning.
Education is the foundation of progress. It empowers individuals, strengthens communities, and drives innovation.
We recently had a panel discussion with educators and thought leaders who shared their visions for the future of education.
I'm always interested in exploring new approaches to teaching and learning. What were some of the key ideas that emerged from this discussion?
There was a strong emphasis on personalized learning, tailoring educational experiences to meet the individual needs and interests of each student.
That's a very important concept. Recognizing that every student learns differently can help create more engaging and effective learning environments.
Exactly. And there was also a focus on the importance of developing critical thinking skills and fostering creativity in students.
Those are essential skills for success in the 21st century. Equipping students with the ability to think critically, solve problems, and think outside the box is crucial for navigating a rapidly changing world.
From personalized learning to global citizenship, the future of education holds immense potential for empowering individuals and shaping a better world.
Speaking of shaping the world, let's turn our attention to the realm of politics and the ongoing efforts to create a more just and equitable society.
Politics plays a pivotal role in shaping the world around us. It's a realm where ideas, values, and power intersect to create policies and decisions that impact our lives.
We recently had a thought-provoking conversation with a political analyst who offered insights into the current state of global affairs.
I'm always eager to hear different perspectives on the complex challenges facing the world today. What were some of the key points raised in this conversation?
He discussed the rise of populism and nationalism in various parts of the world, exploring the factors driving these trends and the potential implications for global stability and cooperation.
Those are certainly important trends to watch. The rise of populism and nationalism can often lead to divisions and tensions, both within and between nations.
Exactly. And he also talked about the growing importance of addressing climate change and the need for international cooperation to find solutions.
Climate change is undoubtedly one of the most pressing challenges facing humanity. It's an issue that requires global collaboration and a commitment to finding sustainable solutions.
from the local to the global politics shapes our lives in profound ways. It's up to us to engage in meaningful dialogue, hold our leaders accountable, and work together to create a world that is just equitable and sustainable for all. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty and power of art. We recently had the opportunity to visit an art museum that houses an incredible collection of masterpieces from around the world.
Art museums offer a unique window into different cultures and time periods. They're places where we can connect with the human experience through creative expression.
One of the highlights of our visit was a collection of ancient sculptures that date back thousands of years.
Ancient sculptures are fascinating. They offer insights into the beliefs, values, and artistic techniques of civilizations long gone.
And we were also struck by the museum's collection of modern and contemporary art.
Modern and contemporary art often challenges our perceptions and provokes us to think differently about the world around us.
From the ancient to the avant-garde, art has the power to inspire, challenge, and connect us to the human experience in profound ways. Now let's turn our attention to a topic that's essential to our well-being: mental health.
Mental health is just as important as physical health. It's about our emotional, psychological, and social well-being.
We recently spoke with a mental health professional who shared insights into the importance of self-care and seeking help when needed.
It's encouraging to see the growing awareness of mental health issues and the importance of breaking down the stigma surrounding them. What were some of the key takeaways from this conversation?
Well, she emphasized the importance of recognizing the signs of mental health challenges in ourselves and in others. She highlighted the importance of seeking professional help when needed, just as we would for any physical health concern.
That's a crucial point. There should be no shame in seeking help for mental health issues. It's a sign of strength and a step towards healing and well-being.
Exactly. And she also stressed the importance of self-care practices such as exercise, healthy eating, and spending time in nature to maintain good mental health.
Those are all valuable strategies for promoting emotional and psychological well-being.
From seeking professional help to nurturing our own well-being, taking care of our mental health is essential for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Now let's explore a topic that's both fascinating and challenging: the intersection of technology and ethics.
As technology continues to advance at a rapid pace, it's essential to consider the ethical implications of its development and use.
We recently attended a conference that brought together experts from various fields to discuss the ethical challenges posed by emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence, gene editing, and social media.
Those are all areas where technology has the potential to both benefit and harm society. It's crucial to have open and honest conversations about the ethical considerations involved.
One of the key themes of the conference was the importance of developing ethical frameworks and guidelines for the development and use of technology.
We need to ensure that technological advancements are aligned with human values, and that they are used to promote the well-being of society as a whole, not just the interests of a select few.
And there was also a focus on the need for greater transparency and accountability in the tech industry.
Transparency and accountability are crucial for building trust and ensuring that technology is used responsibly. We need to know how algorithms work, who is responsible for their decisions, and what measures are in place to prevent bias and discrimination.
From algorithms to data privacy, the ethical considerations surrounding technology are complex and multifaceted. It's a conversation that needs to involve experts, policymakers, and the public alike.
It's a conversation that will continue to evolve as technology advances. It's up to us to engage in thoughtful dialogue and make informed decisions that shape the future technology in a way that benefits all of humanity. Now let's turn our attention to a lighter topic: the world of sports. The India Open badminton tournament was a thrilling display of athleticism and skill, with Victor Axelsen and Ansei Young emerging victorious in the men's and women's singles categories, respectively.
Axelsen's win was particularly impressive, as he equaled the record for India Open titles held by the legendary Lee Chong-wei. It's a testament to his dedication, talent, and the growing global competitiveness of badminton.
And in the world of chess, Dikesh's victory over Anish Giri in the Tata Steel Masters tournament was a masterclass in strategy and precision.
Gukesh is a rising star in the chess world, and his victory is a sign of India's growing strength in the game. It's exciting to see young players like him challenging the established order and pushing the boundaries of the sport.
And for a dose of pure adrenaline, the hockey match between the Kalinga Lancers and Punjab Pipers was a nail-biter that went down to a shootout.
Oh, wow.
With the Lancers ultimately securing a 6-5 victory.
Hockey is a fast-paced and exciting sport that's gaining popularity in India, and matches like this one showcase the skill, passion, and intensity of the players.
Speaking of intensity, let's shift gears to the world of personal finance. Understanding the basics of investing, saving, and managing debt is crucial for achieving our financial goals, but it can often feel overwhelming.
Financial literacy is more important than ever in today's complex world. We need to be equipped with the knowledge and skills to make informed financial decisions, whether it's choosing the right investments, managing our debt, or planning for retirement.
One concept that's often overlooked is the idea of switch costs associated with moving from regular to direct mutual fund plans.
Right.
While direct plans can potentially save money on commissions, those switch costs can eat into your returns if you're not careful.
It's essential to weigh the potential savings against the costs involved and make an informed decision that aligns with your investment goals and time frame. If you're unsure, consider consulting a financial advisor for personalized guidance.
And with the end of the financial year approaching, now's the perfect time to talk about tax-saving strategies.
Absolutely. Tax loss harvesting, for example, can be a smart way to offset capital gains and reduce your overall tax liability. It's a strategy that involves selling investments that are currently at a loss to offset gains made on other investments.
It's a valuable tip for those looking to optimize their tax planning. However, it's essential to do so strategically and ensure it aligns with your overall investment strategy.
Speaking of strategy, it's also a good time to address a concerning trend, the rise in personal loan delinquencies in India.
This trend is certainly worrisome and could be a sign of broader financial stress in certain segments of the population. It's a reminder for all of us to prioritize responsible borrowing and debt management.
If you're struggling to keep up with your financial obligations, don't hesitate to seek help. There are resources available to assist you in getting back on track.
Financial health is just as important as physical health, and it's something we need to pay attention to. Now let's shift our focus to a topic that's been in the news lately: the H-1B visa program in the United States.
The H-1B visa program, which allows U.S. companies to employ foreign workers in specialty occupations, has been a subject of debate for years.
With the rise of artificial intelligence and automation, the debate has become even more complex, with some arguing that the program needs to be reformed to better address the needs of the modern economy.
Others believe that the program should be scaled back or even eliminated, citing concerns about its impact on American jobs. It's a complex issue with valid points on both sides.
It's a reminder that immigration policies need to be carefully considered, balancing the needs of American workers with the demands of a globalized economy.
Ultimately, the goal should be to create a system that's fair, equitable, and benefits both American workers and the economy as a whole.
Now let's delve into a piece of history that may not be widely known, but offers a fascinating glimpse into the past.
Okay.
The Madras evacuation of 1942.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this event.
During World War II, fears of a Japanese invasion of Madras, now known as Chennai, led the British colonial government to order a mass evacuation of the city.
Wow, that must have been a chaotic and unsettling time for the residents of Madras.
Absolutely. Imagine the fear and uncertainty of having to leave your home and everything you know behind.
What were the consequences of this evacuation?
Well, here's the twist. The Japanese never actually intended to invade Madras.
So an entire city was uprooted based on a misconception. That's a stark reminder of how fear and misinformation can shape events and have unintended consequences.
It also raises questions about the narratives we construct about the past and the voices that are often silenced or overlooked. The Madras evacuation is a reminder that there are always multiple perspectives to consider and that history is often more complex than we realize.
Speaking of complex narratives, let's explore the world of crime fiction.
Okay.
A genre that often delves into the dark underbelly of society and the intricacies of human behavior.
Crime fiction has a way of captivating readers with its suspense, intrigue, and psychological depth. It can also reflect the anxieties and complexities of the times in which it's written.
Authors Ashwin Sani and Hussein Zaidi recently had a fascinating conversation about the art of crafting compelling crime thrillers. What insights did they share?
Ashwin Sani, known for his historical and mythological thrillers, talked about his fascination with exploring what-ifs in history. He uses these alternative scenarios as a starting point for weaving intricate and suspenseful narratives that blend fact and fiction.
That's an interesting approach. By weaving together historical events with fictional elements, he can create a sense of both familiarity and surprise for the reader.
Hussein Zaidi, on the other hand, emphasized the importance of authenticity in his crime novels, drawing inspiration from real-life cases and his experience covering the criminal underworld as a journalist. He aims to create narratives that feel grounded and believable, even as they delve into the darkest corners of human nature.
It's a delicate balance to strike, creating a story that's both entertaining and respectful of the real-life events and individuals that may have inspired it.
And speaking of creative expression, let's turn our attention to a unique art exhibition that's pushing the boundaries of traditional mediums.
Okay.
Imprint, a showcase of book and paper projects.
What makes this exhibition so special?
It features a diverse range of works that highlight the versatility and artistic potential of books and paper, from intricate paper sculptures to experimental book designs that challenge our notions of what a book can be. Imprint celebrates the enduring power of these mediums in a digital age.
I'm particularly interested in the exhibition's collection of rare sketchbooks by renowned artists. Sketchbooks offer a unique window into the creative process, allowing us to see the raw ideas and inspirations that eventually evolve into finished masterpieces.
It's a reminder that creativity is a journey, not a destination, and that the process of creation is just as important as the final product.
Speaking of journeys, let's delve into the fascinating topic of traditional knowledge systems and their relevance in addressing modern challenges.
In a world grappling with climate change, social inequality, and rapid technological advancements, there's a growing recognition of the value of ancient wisdom and traditional knowledge systems, particularly those found in cultures like India.
These systems offer a wealth of knowledge about sustainability, healthcare, social harmony, and other areas that are relevant to the challenges we face today.
It's about bridging the gap between the past and the present, drawing on ancient wisdom to find solutions to modern problems.
For instance, traditional Indian medicine, with its emphasis on holistic well-being and natural remedies, is gaining increasing recognition as a valuable complement to modern healthcare practices.
It's a reminder that we can learn from the past to create a better future.
And speaking of the future, let's turn our attention to a topic that's both fascinating and a bit existential: death.
Death is a universal experience, yet it's something we often avoid talking about.
We recently had the privilege of speaking with a renowned spiritual leader who offered a unique perspective on death and the afterlife. What insights did he share?
Well, he emphasized the importance of accepting death as a natural part of life, a transition to a different state of being, rather than fearing it. He encouraged us to focus on living a meaningful life and embracing the present moment.
That's a powerful message. It encourages us to shift our focus from fear to acceptance and live more fully in the time we have.
And he also talked about the importance of honoring and remembering those who have passed away. Through rituals and remembrance, we can maintain a connection to loved ones who are no longer physically present.
It's a beautiful way to think about death, not as an end, but as a continuation of the human experience in a different form.
From the afterlife to everyday life, let's talk about a concept that's gained significant attention in recent years: privilege.
Privilege is a complex and often misunderstood concept. It refers to the unearned advantages and benefits that individuals or groups may have based on factors such as race, gender, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation.
Recognizing and understanding the dynamics of privilege is crucial for creating a more just and equitable society.
Absolutely. It's about acknowledging that not everyone starts on a level playing field, and that certain groups face systemic barriers and disadvantages that others do not. And that certain groups face systemic barriers and disadvantages that others do not.
We recently had a panel discussion on privilege that brought together individuals from diverse backgrounds to share their experiences and perspectives. It was incredibly eye-opening to hear about the different ways privilege manifests itself in our daily lives.
It's so valuable to hear firsthand accounts and engage in open and honest conversations about sensitive topics like privilege. These conversations can help us understand the complexities of privilege and how it intersects with other forms of identity and social structures.
One of the key takeaways from the discussion was the importance of recognizing our own privilege, even if it's unintentional or unconscious.
Absolutely.
We may not always be aware of the advantages we have in life, but it's crucial to acknowledge them and use our privilege to advocate for those who are less fortunate.
It's not just about recognizing privilege, it's about using it to amplify marginalized voices and advocate for change. Those who have privilege have a responsibility to use their platform and influence to create a more just and equitable world for everyone.
It's a powerful reminder that we can all play a role in creating a more inclusive and just society. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about something that brings us joy and connects us to something larger than ourselves: art. We recently had the opportunity to visit an art museum that housed an incredible collection of masterpieces from around the world.
Art has a unique ability to transcend cultural boundaries and connect us to the human experience across time and space. Whether it's a painting from the Renaissance or a modern sculpture art, can inspire challenge and provoke us in ways that few other things can.
One of the highlights of our visit was a collection of ancient sculptures that date back thousands of years.
Ancient sculptures are fascinating. They offer a glimpse into the beliefs, values, and artistic techniques of civilizations long gone. Through their artistry, we can connect with the people who created these works and gain a deeper understanding of their worldviews and perspectives.
We were also struck by the museum's collection of modern and contemporary art. These pieces often challenge our perceptions and push the boundaries of traditional artistic expression.
Modern and contemporary art can be thought-provoking and even unsettling at times. It often reflects the complexities and anxieties of the modern world, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths and question our assumptions.
From the ancient to the avant-garde, art has the power to move us, inspire us, and expand our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
And speaking of expanding our understanding, let's delve into the fascinating world of the human brain and the mysteries of consciousness.
The human brain is one of the most complex structures in the known universe. Scientists have made remarkable progress in unraveling its secrets, yet consciousness remains one of the greatest enigmas of science.
We recently had the opportunity to speak with a neuroscientist who is at the forefront of research into the brain and consciousness. She shed some light on the latest advancements in this field and the ongoing quest to understand what makes us conscious beings.
What insights did she share about this fascinating field?
Well, she talked about the importance of studying the neural networks in the brain and how they give rise to our thoughts, emotions, and experiences.
Understanding how different parts of the brain communicate with each other is key to unlocking the secrets of consciousness.
It's remarkable to think that our experiences, thoughts, and emotions arise from the intricate interactions of billions of neurons in our brains.
She also emphasized the role of technology in advancing our understanding of the brain. Techniques such as brain imaging and neuroprosthetics are allowing researchers to study the brain in unprecedented detail, leading to new insights into how it functions and how consciousness emerges.
It's an exciting time to be studying the brain. These advancements have the potential to not only unlock the mysteries of consciousness, but also to develop new treatments for neurological disorders and enhance our understanding of what it means to be human.
From the inner workings of our brains to the outer reaches of the universe, let's turn our attention to a topic that has captivated human imagination for centuries: the search for extraterrestrial life. Are we alone in the cosmos, or is there life beyond Earth? It's a question that continues to fascinate scientists and dreamers alike.
The sheer vastness of the universe makes it seem statistically improbable that we are the only intelligent life out there. And the discovery of exoplanets, planets orbiting stars beyond our solar system has only fueled this speculation.
We recently spoke with an astrophysicist who is at the forefront of the search for extraterrestrial life. She shared some fascinating insights into the latest research and the challenges and possibilities of finding evidence of life beyond Earth.
I'm eager to hear what she had to say. What are some of the key approaches scientists are using to search for extraterrestrial life?
She highlighted the importance of studying exoplanets and their atmospheres for signs of life. By analyzing the light that passes through an exoplanet's atmosphere, scientists can detect the presence of certain gases that could indicate the presence of biological activity.
That's fascinating. It's like looking for a needle in a cosmic haystack, but with the right tools and techniques, it's becoming increasingly possible to detect these subtle signs.
She also emphasized the role of advanced telescopes, both on Earth and in space, in gathering data and searching for signs of extraterrestrial civilizations.
It's an incredible time to be studying the universe. With new technologies and missions constantly pushing the boundaries of our knowledge, who knows what discoveries await us in the coming years?
Well, that brings us to the end of another thought-provoking deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring a wide range of topics that touch on the human experience in all its complexity and wonder.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights and engaging in these stimulating conversations with you. It's through these explorations that we can expand our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
And we hope that this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring these topics on your own.
Remember, knowledge is a journey, not a destination. So keep asking questions, keep seeking out new perspectives, and keep engaging in meaningful conversations with others.
For queries and advertisements, email us at theisamachar@gmail.com.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep connecting.
Namaste.